Greetings, all excellencies. A great day, a fabulous day, a historical day. Of course, ours is, in spite of ours is a small history, but anyway, we are going to make our mark. The second edition of World Peace Summit is going to have a fabulous conclusion with galaxy of visionaries. For the last 1 week, we have been witnessing so much of amazing things on sustainable development goals in making nations better. So today, this is going to be another benchmark. Such a wonderful guest we have today. This is going to be tremendous. For the last 6 months, we have been working on several areas. Nearly, we have invited guests from 100 countries. 5 speakers have participated. Nearly 300 speakers so far today. 300 on their development goals, whatever they have chosen as a speaker. So all these 17 sustainable development goals were addressed. 18 days program. It was endorsed by Honorable Central Ministers, Honorable Chief Ministers, Honorable Governors, Vice Chancellors, International Universities Vice Chancellors, and intergovernmental organizations and international organizations. So we earlier organized several cultural campaigns. We were invited by Honorable Governors, Central Ministers. In the 2019, at the time, Honorable President of India sent us an invitation. So with all these, we have been moving, we have been advancing with our work. But 2020 onwards, due to this pandemic, we have opted this virtual platform to spread the message of peace. Our World Peace campaign in the year 2020 has been appreciated by nearly 50 nations, presidents and prime ministers. So such a way, our campaign is been going in a successful way. In the first edition, 2020 to 2022, that 18-day summit was a great success. And this time, it is something like a blockbuster. So today, also going to see, we are also going to witness a beautiful program, beautiful session that will touch us forever. So I request Professor Dr. Vijay Carlin ma'am, a short note on Royal Council, then we'll move on to inviting our honorable guests. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the honorable vice chancellors, honorable guest of honor, keynote speakers, global leaders, and viewers. I'm Dr. Carlin. Namaste from India. I'm the Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. Our organization mainly focuses on global peace, as well the Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 17. We have conducted various programs physically and virtually and brought awareness in the communities, the importance of peace globally and the Sustainable Development Goals. We tried our best level to bring awareness, especially the underprivileged community and the migrant workers, to attain peace in their minds, as we believe peace starts within us. Individually, if one is with great peace, that will be expanded to the family, then to the community, nation, globally. So we want to have especially the underprivileged community to lead a peaceful life. We tried our best level, supporting them financially and also morals and ethics. We taught them to lead a prosperous life. So we have been conducting virtual programs, especially connecting all the global leaders and taking up the conferences on sustainable development goals, and we have brought the importance of implementing sustainable development goals in their life, in the community, in the society at their level. So in this way, we want to unite all the global leaders on one platform as we believe in unity. It is called Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. So all the global leaders joined with us and supported us immensely. I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to all the global leaders who supported Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. The works, the activities conducted by Vishwa Humanity, observed by the Government of India, visited the office which is located in Hyderabad, and they were much satisfied, and they have invited us. Very soon, we are going to meet the eminent leaders of the central government, and we present our activities and take the support. And also we are looking ahead for the international collaboration, that is with the international organizations as well with the national organizations to implement the sustainable development goals for the betterment of the society. So we have two organizations to run effectively, efficiently. One is Telangana Kala Parishad, the other one is the Life Foundation. Telangana Kala Parishad led by Dr. Raja Rao and mainly focus on migrant workers, farmers, and cultural exchange. Farmers, they are our support. India is especially agricultural country. We depend on agriculture. And farmers help us to lead a prosperous life by providing good food. But during that time, they faced a lot of problems. And we know we have been witnessed continuously the farmers committing suicides. They were in depression state. So at that time, Telangana Kala Parishad shown solidarity to the farmers and taken the burning issues to the government, and government responded very positively. And during COVID time, especially the migrant workers faced a lot of problem moving from urban to rural. As we all know, during that time, there is no transportation. Means of communication is very difficult, and many starved and died on the way. And immediately Telangana Kala Parishad shown solidarity and supported the migrant workers at their level and taken the issue to the government, and government responded very positively. I really appreciate our government for supporting the organization and helping the migrant workers. And mainly Telangana Kala Parishad showcase the cultural diversity. We believe in unity. So we know that India is rich with the different cultures. So they take Telangana Kala Parishad take up the cultural exchange programs, many physical programs conducted, and showcase the culture of different states and diversity in unity that was exhibited. In this way, Telangana Kala Parishad working hard for the welfare of the community and implementing the sustainable development goals at our level. There is another organization, that is the Life Foundation, led by me. We mainly focus on the underprivileged community, that is slums. We have adopted 55 acres of slum in Saidabad colony, Hyderabad. We moved to the slum and we observed the conditions of the slums. Already we know that most of the slums in urban areas are not so sophisticated, very filthy. And unfortunately, the slums which we have noticed in Saidabad, it is a filthy environment filled with all bad people, that is bad addicted to the drugs, addicted to the alcohol, and there are sexual harassment people and rapists. And in the year 2020, we have noticed 2 rape cases of 6 years and 8 years, brutally raped and killed. Then we felt, what must be the conditions? Of course, rapists will be everywhere. We do not understand their mental condition. We want them to have a mental well-being. We started conducting various awareness programs for mental health and emotional health. At the same time, when we moved to the slum and started talking to especially mothers, I don't want to say parents, because most of the male, 95% of the male in slums are dragged to all bad habits. So when we conduct, they rarely attend. Women are showing a great interest, and we came to know that evening time, there is no school generally. So the children of boys and girls will be moving very freely. And mothers also very difficult to find out their children in 55 acres of land. Then I felt, okay, education is only a better option for betterment of the lives of the girl children and boy children. We started educational center. It is called the Life Foundation Educational Slum Centers. And we started with one center with 30 students. And later on, very happily, I can declare it was started in the year 2020. Now we have started the 4th study center. The work is going on, the admissions are going on. So in this way, it is evening study centers. So morning, whatever the schools they like, they can, but evening time, only the dangerous environment in slums. So we want to protect them and take care of them. So from 5:30 to 8:30, all the boys and girls will be in our educational centers, and they will be imparted good quality education. And also we are teaching them certain moral values, ethics and all. And now our children are very happy, and they know what is bad touch, good touch, how to protect themselves. And if we go, they teach us how to protect ourselves. So they have become so smart. Earlier, it is very difficult to find 1 to 2 students to complete 10th class, but we are able to find good number of children wrote 10th class exam very recently. In this way, we can say very proudly that education only can bring all-round development. That's what we notice in the slums. And to empower women, we started free tailoring center, and we are training the women of slums as well as servant maids. We are encouraging them, and 30 women have learned the tailoring, and they started their own tailoring center and supporting the family financially. In this way, we have supported the underprivileged community to lead a peaceful life. And during COVID time, almost all, they do not have any job. They are daily laborers, and it's very difficult to run the family. The Life Foundation rescued them, supported them by providing good provisions, clothes, saris, quilts during winter. And for children, we provided books, examination pads to bring examination wipes. So we conduct awareness programs because I'm as a counseling psychologist. So I take up more programs in the slums and educate them. In this way, at our level, we're trying our best level to support the underprivileged community to lead a peaceful life. Because if the younger children are not molded in a proper way, they will be turned up into worst, and we see that fathers, they may become a rapist or sexually abused people, or domestic violence they may create. So now these children are able to understand the importance of life, and we are able to make children, at least 150 children being trained. So at our level, we are making the environment clean and prosperous, and trying our best level to implement the sustainable goals of education and empowering the women. So the Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council trying its best level to take up certain programs to bring awareness in the minds to have a peaceful life and attain peace in the heart and the soul. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Really, that's a great introduction about Royal Council. Now, we have our galaxy of visionaries. So to invite them, we have a child, Dr. P.K. Rajput, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so
Now
much. Thank you so much, Raja Rao Garu, sir. Very, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the eminent personalities who have joined on this great platform, where we are having this summit, which is going on from last 17 days. And today is the valedictory, where all the eminent personalities have joined. We had discussed what a beautiful way Professor Dr. V.J. Caroline Madam has told about the entire foundation, what they are doing it, what type of effort has been put by Raja Rao sir and Professor Caroline, and how they are building the humanity, education, humanization of the entire thing, which is very, very important. And this is one of the lessons which people are learning, and lot many other associations and organizations, they are getting a clear-cut roadmap that yes, this is the way that we have to build. Since we are in 2023 and we are talking about SDG 2030, we have just 7 years left over. So when we say that the journey of 100 miles starts with the very first step, and very first step has been taken by Dr. Raja Rao sir and Dr. Professor Caroline in a much bigger way. It is not a very first step, in a much bigger way, where entire community of the people, top legendaries of the entire world has joined. I personally feel very happy and congratulate that this second global peace valedictory function is happening today, and it is going to be a recon in the entire community. Because when I was listening very carefully, that being a part of Raja Rao sir and Caroline ma'am, that 100 countries eminent personalities was called. 100 countries eminent personalities were called. 75 countries eminent personalities, professionals have addressed on this wonderful platform, which was running for 2.5 years, 2.5 hours and 3 hours. They put their heart and soul in this, that yes, what has to be added. And that is the reason it has been most respected. With 300 speakers, they came with a great agenda. Today, I feel very happy because whatever said and done, education is one of the very important thing in any person's life. And today we have respected vice chancellors, pro vice chancellors, who are the torch bearer for the country, right? Who are igniting many people. When I was just going to the profile of such a great vice chancellor, I was feeling so elated that yes, I got an opportunity, right, to be interacting and to be introducing these eminent people in this galaxy of the eminent personalities across the world. So thank you, Dr. Raja Rao sir, and thank you, Dr. Vijay Caroline ma'am, and thank you all the wonderful eminent personalities. I would like to now invite the chief guests who are there, who are going to put their words of wisdom on this wonderful platform. I will go as per the status which has been given to me. So I would request Professor G.S.R. Krishnamurthy, Professor Sir, who is the Vice Chancellor of the National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, which is basically from Andhra Pradesh. But before I should hand it over to him, I always remember one of the beautiful quote of Albert Einstein, sir. What is said that it is the supreme art of the teacher. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expressions and knowledge. When I was going through the profile of Sir, I said, what a wonderful way what Albert Einstein has written it, and Sir is already following it. With this, I would request Professor G.S.R. Krishnamurthy, sir, to please address this August gathering on this wonderful platform of World Peace Summit. Thank you, sir. Professor G.S.R. Krishnamurthy, sir.
Yes, Sir is there. Sir is there.
Yeah.
Sir, will you please switch on your audio and video, sir? Okay, there might be some technical problem.
Okay. Shall I go to next important chief guest, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then I would request another very important personality here. When I say not only an educator, but the person is a very great personality. He is Professor Prabhat Ranjan, the Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil International University, Pune. Let me add something which is very important, which has really pulled me to understand more about it. He is a nuclear fusion scientist. He is a nuclear fusion scientist. And at the same time, he is an educator, futurist, innovator, entrepreneur, and a science communicator and communicator. And from last 5 years, he is heading India's technology think tank. So salute to you on this wonderful platform. Really so happy. And here I can just add one of the beautiful words from our most respected APJ Abdul Kalam, sir, for you, sir. Right. It is teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character. Teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character and at the same time caliber and future of an individual. If the people remember me, if the people they remember you as a good teacher, that will be the biggest honor for a great educator, and that honor you have already got it, sir. So with this salutation, I like to hand it over this wonderful stage of World Peace Summit to you to have your words of wisdom. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Can I have the permission to share my screen?
Yes, sir. One second, please. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, you should be able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So, hearing the previous speakers, I thought this is the right topic to talk about. And the previous quote by Dr. Kalam fits in very well with this. So, I was heading India's technology think tank, TIFAC, in Delhi from 2013 to 2018. And last 5 years, I've been Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil International University in Akudi campus of Pune. D.Y. Patil has multiple campuses in Pune. That's why I have to make it a point to point out which campus we are in Akudi. This organization, TIFAC, that I was heading, was also the chairman of this TIFAC was Dr. Abdul Kalam from 93 to 2001. And during his time, Dr. Y.S. Rajan was heading the organization. And a document, Technology Vision 2020, was prepared, which was released by Prime Minister in 1996. So next work of this happened on Technology Vision 2035, during which I was heading the organization. And Dr. Anil Kakotkar, a famous nuclear scientist, was chairing the governing board of this. I remember joining the organization in 2013, and I met Dr. Kalam. He was very passionate about this organization, and he told me that Technology Vision 2020, still there are 7 years to achieve that. Just like as previous speaker was saying, that 7 years to achieve sustainable development goals 2030. He's told me that can you try to achieve that goal of Technology Vision 2020? By the time, unfortunately, we had started working on Technology Vision 2035. And I was not the prime minister or president of the country to try to achieve vision. So our task was to, as a think tank, to give a vision to the country. So I'm going to talk about Technology Vision 2035 and move a little bit ahead of that Technology Vision to 2047, where we complete 100 years. This was a talk I'd given in South Korea in 2019 on World Future Summit, World at 2050. So I'll move fast. So this document was, the foreword was written by Prime Minister to release by Prime Minister on January 3, 2016 in Mysore at Indian Science Congress. And he asked all the ministries of the government department to follow this document. And when I was looking at the work being done by the speakers previously, I think it's matching very well. So we might have collaboration on this as well. A lot of changes that are happening in the country are happening because of this document, but we may not be aware of this. This is the foreword that Prime Minister wrote. I'll not go into details of this. But when we're preparing this document, we looked back at what we talked about in Technology Vision 2020 document and where do we stand. We divided India into 4 groups: galloping India, cantering India, trotting India, walking India. Walking India is the poor side. Galloping India is where India has done better than expected. Again, I don't have time to go into details of these. Let me leave out these. So when we're preparing this document, it was designing India's future. So our task was to design India's future. We talked about what should be the objective of such a design. Should we talk about rich and poor? Should we talk about India becoming 42 trillion economy by 2047? We decided we'll not talk about money, we'll not talk about poor, rich. We'll talk about quality of life for every citizen. So when we talk about peace, every life matters. And as you will see that there are identity aspects, I'll come to that, and how conflicts are related to these. So we said that we'll not talk about anything, no money, we'll talk about quality of life. We try to define quality of life. So the Technology Vision 2020 document, Technology Vision 2020 document focused on developing India as a country, but Technology Vision 2035 focused on developing quality of life of each single Indian. And everyone matters. That was the point here that we made. So the document starts by talking about Indians in 2035 and what are our needs. We didn't talk about any other countries. We didn't try to compare with US or China or Germany. We said that let's focus on ourselves, our needs. And then we talked about how technology can help in this. We assume two things. India will continue to be very large and that it will continue to be diverse. Just now we heard about diversity was being talked about. Some things we also follow. And today, of course, we are aware that India has become the most populous country in the world. We divided Indians into 6 groups. I don't have time to go into this, but it starts by Beehive Production Lines, Alternative Lifestyles and Worldviews, Globalized and Diaspora, Creative, Innovative and Imaginative Group, Left Out and Left Behind, and Rooted in Remote. If I look at Alternative Lifestyles and Worldviews, we have supported such for a long time in India. Sadhus would renounce their normal life, but we used to support them. So we accepted different ways of life that is part of our culture. So it's very important to make sure that we promote this diversity and make sure that people are left out or left behind or rooted remote, their needs are also taken care of. I'll again leave out this, but the 3 things that we focused on was security, prosperity, and identity. And normally all of us want to be secure. We want our physical security, health security, food security, and so on. Once we achieve that, because that's where you are vulnerable. For example, let's say you're hungry and somebody says that I'll give you money, I'll give you food. Can we mute, please? There's something on. If we say that, I'll give you money, I'll give you food, people may change religion, people may change language, people may change country. Once you cross the stage, you come to the stage of prosperity. All of us want that we are prosperous than what we were earlier. We want our next generation to be prosperous than them. Then we come to the stage of identity. And identity here does not mean Aadhaar card number. It means your language, your culture, your religion, your food. Most of the conflicts are identity conflicts. So peace is actually very important. Identity is very, very important because identity is linking us to food, religion, culture, and language. And as you will see that conflicts happen. So when we're talking world peace, it's the identity that we need to focus on. So we created a vision statement in the document. We talked about technology in the service of India, ensuring the security, enhancing the prosperity, and strengthening the identity of every Indian. So this is what our focus was. And as I mentioned, that peace comes only when we cater to identity requirements of each citizen. We translated in 22 languages. I'll not go into those details. But basically what I say that if you look at this young girl, we try to say that let's capture the aspirations of young mind of Indians, what they want to be in 2035. We also have a life escape where we actually summarize what our life we want to be in 2035. Then to define quality of life, we took 12 different prerogatives. We call it prerogatives. The top 6 are individual prerogatives. It matters to everyone, whether you live alone in a jungle or you live in groups. But the bottom 6 are ones which are important from a collective point of view. I'll not go into details of these because short of time. But what we did was to actually have certain broad targets for the country and certain focused targets for each of these. So for example, clean air and potable water. And then with each of these, we had a technology table, which was related to that particular prerogative. And we divided the technology table. There are 4 columns here. The leftmost column is technology which is ready to use. That means something that is available within the country, outside the country, we can readily get it. And then there's a second one is technology which needs to go from lab to field. This is where India is very poor. We need to make sure that technology we develop in the lab moves out to the market. The third column is where technology needs to, which needs to have targeted development. And the fourth column is something we put technology in imagination. But what we noticed was that technology is happening so fast that those things we thought that may happen, may not happen, may take 15, 20, 30 years time started to happen even before we hand over the document to Prime Minister. So it's very important. I don't have time to go into details of these. We talked about food and nutritional security. We talked about universal healthcare and public hygiene. We talked about 24/7 energy. And I would like to mention here that when we prepared Technology Vision 2020, the walking side of the India story, that is the poor side, was healthcare sector. Unfortunately, when I've written a blog recently on Technology Vision 2035 and how we are, I'm still finding that we are not developing as well in the healthcare sector. So that's an area of concern. 24/7 energy, decent habitat, quality education, livelihood, and creative opportunities. And we have talked about delivery of language neutral content to all the individuals at the press of a button. And today it's all possible to happen. We also talked about role of teachers. The role of teachers is changing completely. We are no longer the sage on the stage. We are a guide on the side. We are not supposed to be giving sermons because students have access to knowledge from multiple sources. Safe and speedy mobility. For example, I'll just take one example from there. I've said that we should have access to public transportation within 1 kilometer from our home. We are not saying that how many kilometers roads within. We are saying that my requirement is that I should have access to public transport. How it has to be done, that is the requirement of the government to be looked into. And similarly, we have put some requirements, public safety, national security. Now, this is where we had discussion that was going on previous speaker, cultural diversity and vibrancy. This is the most important part of India. Diversity in culture, language is the key defining feature of India. And cultural diversity is a national asset and power multiply. It is not a problem. It is our asset and is a power multiplier. And then the statement we make is we would like India to be as advanced as possible technologically and as rooted as possible culturally. So Mahatma Gandhi used to say that let my windows be open, wind come from all directions, but I should not be swamped by that. I should hold on to my root, my culture. Transparent and effective governance, disaster and climate resilience, eco-friendly conservation of natural resources. I will leave out these. Then we have talked about India's capabilities and constraints, and we have defined each of these in details. Then we created 10 grand challenges for the country. I would like to point out on one or two of these. First one, the first grand challenge for the country was guaranteeing nutritional security and eliminating female and child anemia. 60 to 70% women are anemic, 87% pregnant women are anemic, one third to 1/4 children are anemic. So that's why I put this as grand challenge 1. And I'm happy to tell you that because of this, the government came out with 2 missions. One is called Anemia Mukt Bharat Mission to Anemia Free India, and second is Nutrition India. So one grand challenge led to 2 major missions of the country. Similarly, with number 7 here says taking the railway to Leh and Tawang. I'm happy to tell you the government have picked up these and not to start these 2, but also added 2 more in Northeast, making 4 of these. So I will not go into again details, so that I'll miss out. But for example, a railway bridge that is being made to reach out to Leh is the highest railway bridge in the world now. I'll leave out these. Then we have talked about call to action. Who should be doing what? Then to achieve this vision, we prepared roadmaps in different sectors. And as was being discussed just now, I put education right on the top because I felt this education that is key to the success of the country. That change is not instantaneous, but it's very deep rooted because with the changes you make education system takes some time. So I wanted to come back to education sector because of this, because I myself put it on number 1. And I wanted to come back to university. I came back to university in 2018, right after my tenure got over. I've now completed 5 years. So education, I'll leave out this thing. But many things that we talked about in this document, each one, there was separate roadmap of 2050. All of this is happening today. I don't have time to go into details. Medical science and healthcare, transportation, manufacturing, materials, and so on. Now, as my tenure in Delhi got over in 2018, I started Mission 2035, which is a non-political, non-government citizen-centering initiative, Foundation 2035, which will actually try to take this vision, break into small pieces, and take help of all of you to realize this for country. And this requires assessment of progress that we are making. Like I did a blog recently where I've covered some of the sectors, data collection, validation, in certain technology development, awareness campaign, and so on. So this is part of the Mission 2035 that I'm trying to. Now let me come to a couple of minutes on India 2047. From 2035 to 2047, what do I see? So India, as we are aware, India completes 100 years of independence in 2047. It is said expected to be a country with the largest population on earth. It's already happened. This was something I talked about in 2019. So what quality of life changes do I expect from 2035 to 2047? So we have talked about technology is happening much faster pace than expected. Technology obsolescence is very high. Now, India has entered the best phase in the recent history. That is, we have the phase of demographic dividend, very, very young country right now. And everything changing now. I'm seeing whole world is coming towards us. I myself, my university, without going to reach out to anybody, global investors coming to us saying that we want to invest in India, we want to participate in your university's innovation system. So this is a golden period for the country. I've been saying for 3 to 4 decades, but actually some major international agencies are saying it will be century of India. What do we see? Biology and technology is merging together. Now, this also means that our age may be much, much longer than we expecting because biology and technology are merging together. But will this lead to demographic dividend calculation going wrong because our age limits will be much higher? Digital avatar is likely to become common by 2047. So when we lost Dr. Kalam, I started to create his digital avatar. So next generation of children should be able to interact him as if he's actually present. Computers would have moved ahead of the brain. So a computer phone of less than 1,000 rupees would be more powerful than all the brain power put together on Earth. The brain computers will not only compete with each other, but merge into each other. Brain and computers will merge into each other. Then would the citizenship concept will still be valid? I am a brain computer interface expert. I represent India in this. So I'm seeing that this change is going to happen. The whole concept of citizenship goes away. One of the strengths, as I mentioned, of India is culture and diversity. So India should remain rooted to its culture at the same time, adapt to the most advanced technology to improve the quality of life of citizens. Developed medical science is expected to bring much better understanding of India's traditional knowledge of healthcare, which will result in lowering of healthcare costs as well as improvement in quality of life. Technology would remove the language barriers and learning in one's own native language become very easy. For India, like a multilingual country, is very important. Ultra-fast transportation and development of ICT sector would make sure that urbanization would start to reverse and population be distributed geographically. I'm also seeing in my village, which was almost deserted, now I'm seeing number of people have moved back from city to my village. I was just there 15 days ago in my village. Buildings would become mini cities and commute would become more for leisure than for work. Last but not the least, India will continue to provide the spiritual leadership to the world. Thank you very much. I'll stop at this.
Sir, it's a fabulous. It is true. We are an epitome of knowledge blend with the technology, and your golden words which you have said about it, that golden period of the country is coming here. So, and the way that we expressed about the technology 2047, the past and the future, awesome. Actually, you have shown that what we are and what we are going to have when we're completing the 100 years of that time, sir. So again, the salutations to you. Let me just take 1 minute of yours, sir. You said about it that we are going to promote the diversity, culture, and vibrancy, which is the epitome of the thing, which is basically the key factor of the thing, sir. You said about the security, prosperity, and then you talk about the identity, which is very, very important. And it is actually, again, it is going to change the entire scenario. Today we are talking about it. Sir, and that is based on the peace, because peace is again very important. You touched such a wonderful thing that capture the young minds, because young minds are the future minds. Young minds are the glittering stars for not only for the nation, for the entire world. And the way if we are able to capture it, that makes a difference, sir. Then the way the 12 part, 6 upper and the 6 lower part, which you have put it was fabulous, because one can start resonating the each and every point with this, at what the things are going to happen. Then area of concern. Today we talk so much of the healthcare system. Then again you said about that what are the area of concern is there, and the 2 of the program related to this, which we have spoken about it, which is really making a lot of change, and in the coming time that our government is working, our respected Prime Minister working for the change. The last but not the least, I like to say, add it here. You said education is the number 1. I fully resonate with you. Why I resonate with you? I like to put it, sir. So 40 years I was there in the corporate world as the head of senior vice president of sales and marketing. I switched over, I took the farewell. I said, no, I should be a part of the education system, because I saw that the industry and academia has to blend together, and the skills are very important. The technology is going to rule the roost. That's why you talk about the brain part and all. So I fully resonate, and I feel very happy and blessed along with all the wonderful members that you have started this summit, your forum, as a first speaker of the World Summit. So our sincere gratitude to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to have the pleasure of inviting another very, very important personality, which I like to say that he is Dr. Ashok Alur. All right, Dr. Ashok Alur, sir. and he is the vice chancellor of Kodagu University, Government of Karnataka, as the chief guest. We welcome you, sir, on this wonderful platform. We like to listen from you. But for you, I like to add one important part, which Barack Obama has said, because I was just going through a profile. I said, let me add something which is going to resonate. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. If you are successful, somebody along with the line gave you help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. So you are a great teacher in many persons of the life, and that is the reason you are making the people, your disciples, more successful. So over to Dr. Ashok Alur, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajputji. Can you hear me?
Sir, your voice is breaking because I think there is some connection. Your voice is breaking. Your net is little slow, sir. Now I can see you.
No, I think because I'm in the field actually. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajputji, for a wonderful, facilitating the session. And it's indeed a great pleasure for me to be part of this valedictory program of the second edition of 18-Day World Peace Summit 2023. And we started on 1st of May, and now we are part of its concluding session. So, friends, basically, I was just going through the event. It's very nice to learn that it's an annual event. The event has tried its best to raise the global awareness, secure lasting world peace, and to demonstrate tolerance, demonstrate respect, and understanding by acknowledging the unity in diversity. Professor Prabhatji was speaking about the Vision 2047 for India, and he was talking about promotion of diversity. It's very, very important, and India is one of the best examples for diversity in several aspects, whether it is the diversity in language, diversity in food, diversity in culture. All these things, we are the best example in the world. This summit, I'm sure, that has brought together several speakers, several participants from over 100 plus nations across the globe, and all the deliberations have explored the prospects for peaceful reconciliation of the global issues. I'm sure the Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council has a purpose of spreading peace among the people, among the countries, and across the globe. And it is basically working towards attaining world peace and also towards promoting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Friends, I'm also sure that the World Peace Summit 2023 has done its wonderful initiatives. It has spread wonderful messages of all stalwarts who have spoken across the globe. And basically, this summit has sown the seeds, sown the seeds of peace. We are very sure these seeds will grow into large trees with the branches of peace, with the branches of culture, with the branches of justice, with branches of understanding, and also spreading the knowledge, and also developing or inculcating the quality of forgiveness, tolerance, and love in the world. And I'm sure the Royal Council, which is established under the Government of India to be a symbol of unity and peace, and also it is spreading the message of peace across the nations, and all your activities, all your initiatives are dedicated to ending poverty by improving and empowering the lives of people across the globe, especially with a focus on the vulnerable populations across the globe. I have been part of several international programs, initiatives in Asia and Africa, and this is the need there. As Professor Prabhatji was talking about, ensuring security, whether it is food security, whether it is anything beyond that. and enhancing prosperity, and then strengthening identity. So these are three very, very important aspects that every initiative of a country or a nation or a government, whatever it is, they should promote and strengthen and support throughout their implementation. In that regard, one should spread the vision to serve the humanity and end violence in building a peaceful world without any poverty. We have been working for the benefit of farmers. I have been part of promoting and strengthening farmers institutions. Basically, I mean, even in the beginning of that, we were trying to remember the dedication, the contributions of the farming community. We need to remember them thrice a day, right from morning till evening. So in that regard, all of us together strive to provide services, extend our helping hands to people, especially the farmers, the poor farmers, the small and marginal farmers across the globe, and see that people without any bar of culture, without any bar of caste, creed, color, and region, religion, we should behave. We should improve our relationships and behave like brothers and sisters across the globe. And with this, I thank the organizers for providing me an opportunity to just share a few of my words with you. And since I have been traveling, I don't know whether I'm really audible well to all of you, but I wish and I extend my best wishes to all the organizers for their wonderful effort, in bringing people across this platform, spreading the message of peace, and enlightening the hearts to imbibe the message and then implement it in their days to come. With these few words, I congratulate all of you once again, and then wish that this initiative spreads peace across the globe and gives the message in a right way, in a right direction. And also you have made great efforts to bring several stalwarts, people with a lot of experience and enthusiasm. So make this as a routine initiative. Try to have more and more programs on similar lines so that we all work towards the peace across the globe. Thank you very much, and I wish all the best to all the participants who are part of this initiative across the globe. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Very, very enlightening words. Let me tell you, we have listened you very carefully. We have not heard you. We have listened you very carefully. And when you listen, it all goes in the mind very well, so that it should be inculcated the way you have spoken about it. Let me tell you, sir, this is the second Global Peace Valedictory function. The first already it had happened very well, and the roadmap was prepared. And believe you me, being one of the part of such a wonderful society community of the world peace, we have started doing it. What Dr. Professor Caroline Ma'am was speaking about it, she has already initiated the things from the couple of the years, where she is spreading the peace, the knowledge, the humanity, the humanization, the humility, and the compassion, which is very, very important, which you have said about it, along with the Raja Rao sir. So you said about one very important point, that you again touched the same point of what Professor Prabhat has said about the diversity, prospects of the peace aspects. It is really true. And the way you are also helping the farmers, you said that peaceful world without poverty. What a wonderful, it is not a statement. It is a work which you are already doing it. And people are here which are already implementing it. You are there, Caroline Ma'am is there, Raja Rao Garu is there, and so many wonderful people are there. They are really making it happen. So I'm sure in the coming time, when we see our wonderful nation 2047, when 100 years after that, we'll find that all these things are being beautifully implemented, respect for others, and there's no caste, no creed will be there, and we will be one of the best nation, which already we are the best, one of the best nation towards that. Thank you so much, sir, for coming it here. Thank you, sir, once again, sir.
Thank you very much, and all the best,
Thank you, sir, for inspiring us as well. Raja Rao, sir, one of our professors, A.L. Ramaswamy, sending a message. He wants to speak for
No,
1 minute.
not now. There is a session after that.
Okay,
After Chief Guest, we have a session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So now I would like to request Professor Krishnamurthy, sir, has joined. Professor Krishnamurthy, sir.
He has some audio problem, I think.
Okay, so we will go to
Audio.
our
Yes.
third speaker and Professor Sanjeev Tomar sir. I saw him right now. Professor Sanjeev Tomar sir is a pro vice chancellor of Padmavat Singhania University, Udaipur, and this university is one of the leading university of the Rajasthan in almost every aspect of education. This university has designed under his great leadership the curriculum and the study pattern in such a manner that it helps the student in his or in her overall development. We are very elated, sir, and we welcome you here on this loveliest platform to have your insights, because educators, they are the torch bearers. And as a pro vice chancellor, the way you are putting it, your university, which is named to be recon in the entire Indian market, right? It is been really well accepted. Sir, for you, I'd like to add one of the beautiful words of our respected President, right? Shri Sarpalli Radhakrishnan ji, what he says, the true teachers are those who help us think for ourselves. And that's what you are doing it for your wonderful university. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, Dr. Rajput?
Yes, very well, sir. We can
Yeah.
see you and we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so very much for the kind words. And I just want to make a small correction here. It is Sir Padampat Singhania University, which is an initiative of JK Cement, and we are located at Udaipur.
Sir, Padampat Singhania University, I correct myself.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's my proud privilege, everyone, to be here amongst, you all who are the leaders and talking about world peace, the global peace. Thankful to Raja Rao ji, who's the president for this Peace Summit, and Professor Dr. Caroline for inviting me for this event. And I'm going to share my thoughts about this global peace as we are talking about. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and greetings of the day wherever you are across the globe. And thank you very much for listening to the speech which I am going to deliver for a while. And today, as we all understand that we are at a critical juncture in the history of humanity, and very recently we have passed a stage of COVID-19 pandemic. We are also facing climate changes, economic inequalities, and social unrest. Yet, despite these challenges, there is one goal that unites us all, and that is the goal of pursuing the global peace. And today, as we gather here, we must remember that peace is not merely the absence of war or conflict, but a state of harmony, mutual respect, and individual understanding between the individuals, communities, and nations. Global peace is a vision that we share, a dream that we all strive towards, and a responsibility that we must fulfill. So today I'm going to share my thoughts and how we can take it forward. I will outline few steps which we all must take to achieve global peace. And before I move ahead, let me just discuss one very powerful concept that lies at the heart of actually G20 summit. And yesterday, during this discussion of SDG 17, Dr. Agarwal was also talking about that powerful concept on this very forum, and that is Vasudevai Kutumbakam, the belief that the world is one family. This profound ancient Indian philosophy, as we all know, it encapsulates the spirit of unity, cooperation, and shared responsibility that is essential for addressing the global challenges that these days we are facing. The idea of Vasudevai Kutumbakam calls on us to transcend our differences and recognize our shared humanity. It invites us to embrace diversity, respect each other's culture, and find common ground in our pursuit of peace and progress. At the core of Vasudevai Kutumbakam is the imperative to prioritize the well-being of every individual, leaving no one behind. In the face of poverty, inequality, and social injustice, we must strive actually for inclusive growth that ensures access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities to everyone. So by addressing disparities within the nations, we can create a more equitable world where every person can realize their potential and contribute to the collective prosperity. So this was what I wanted to share about the central theme of G20. Now I take it forward about my vision about how these steps, as I was mentioning, how we can take it forward. Now, in the current world, we are facing a lot of conflicts, divisions, and uncertainties. It is imperative for us to come together and strive for peace, harmony, and coexistence. Today, I wish to shed some light on the collective efforts required from countries, the vital role the youth have to play, the responsibilities of the world leaders, the significance of United Nations, and the indispensable link between peace and sustainable development goals. First and foremost, fostering global peace demands a united front from nations across the globe. It requires a commitment to dialogue, understanding, and cooperation, transcending political, cultural, and religious differences. By embracing the diversity, celebrating our shared humanity, and acknowledging our interconnectedness, we can lay the foundation of lasting peace, the peace forever. So therefore, the countries must prioritize diplomacy over aggression, seek peaceful resolution to conflicts, and invest in initiatives that promote mutual respect and collaboration. Through dialogues, negotiations, we can bridge these gaps and build trust. Let me take an example of India, which has got a rich history of diverse cultures and which has consistently demonstrated a commitment to peace and harmony. One of the most notable examples, as we all know, was propagated by Mahatma Gandhi, the practice of non-violence, the Satyagraha. And he played a very vital role in India's struggle for independence and inspired peaceful movement across the globe. Through civil disobedience and peaceful protests, India showcased the transformative power of peaceful means to achieve justice, equality, and freedom. Now, next, I want to emphasize the immense potential of our youth in promoting peace. Young people are the torch bearers of hope, optimism, and changes. They possess the passion, energy, and creativity to challenge the status quo and envision a better world. So therefore, engaging youth in peace-building effort is not only crucial for their development, but also for the future of humanity. We must empower them to become active participants in decision-making process, provide them with quality education, and create platforms for their voices to be heard. Now, by involving youth in peace initiatives, we tap into their innovative ideas, fresh perspectives, and unwavering determination, making them the catalyst for the positive change. Now, further, education plays a very, very crucial tool in promoting peace and preventing conflicts. By teaching these young minds, these young people about values of peace, tolerance, and respect for diversity, we can empower them to become agents of change in their communities and beyond their communities. So therefore, education can help to combat extremism, promote critical thinking, and foster a sense of global citizenship. Now, volunteerism and civic engagement is also the very, very effective ways to engage young people in promoting peace. By volunteering in their communities, young people can learn about the needs and changes or the challenges of others and develop a sense of empathy and social responsibility. By doing this, they can, participate in political and social movements that promote peace, democracy, and human rights, and use their voices to advocate for change. Other than that, as I just discussed, social entrepreneurship is another way to engage young people in promoting peace. By creating innovative solutions to social and environmental challenges, young minds can contribute to the development of sustainable and peaceful communities. Next, I want to touch upon the role of leaders that they can play in bringing about the global peace and harmony. Now, leaders around the world bear a tremendous responsibility in shaping the trajectory of peace. It is imperative for them to set aside personal and political agenda, rise above partisan interests, and prioritize the well-being of humanity. World leaders must embody the values of compassion, tolerance, and inclusivity